picking a game mode such as Wipeout is very important against Team Liquid. Because if you do out-aim Team Liquid, this would be the mode that you want to play them.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, all of their comms, they're still useful in Wipeout, but not quite to the same degree. But I think Team Liquid, what they bring to the table that is still very applicable in Wipeout is discipline. They have great discipline. These are not players that get randy and go for frags because they feel nice. These are stalwart professionals, and I think we're going to see that looser play, that less disciplined play from Psybrane. But they're going to have explosivity as well.
No, for sure. I cannot agree with you more. And as you could see, when you were talking about them just playing so tight together, you could see that when they were all in the basement just fighting Psygib, he couldn't really do much. They were all three there. They were all using the same weapon. They knew exactly how long it would probably take for him to die, and then they moved on to another player straight away.
Yeah, it's going to be Sane over in green, pushing his way onto the top middle of the map, finding Waz. Sort of caught him slipping as he just came round that corner, sight unseen, and Sane does what Sane does, and that is hit sharp. This is a strong aimer indeed. How accurate do you think it is to say that this is a battle of Brawn versus Brain? Brain being on the side of Liquid, Brawn the side of Psybrane.
It's very tough to say without actually being in players' head, even though some people do like to call teams, you know, Brain teams or fully Brawl teams. It's very hard to assume the exact way they're playing and the thing about the game. I would personally say that, again, given how much experience Team Liquid has, they are the ones that can really outsmart people. But I wouldn't sleep on a team like Psybrane. You have three amazing players who, if you know, given enough practice, given enough dedication, they can really stand a chance versus those big teams like Team Liquid and Aimscams.
Wow, and it's 2-0 already. Psybrane looking absolutely fantastic. And Liquid left slipping right now. Waz out of position, gonna get focused. Somehow Liquid turns it around. It's the Hang taking down Brick, and now Waz looking to cut off the remaining players of Psybrane. Psygib's going to take a spill. To Hang and Waz get to heal as Rafa was left alone and taken by Sane. Psygib will find Waz and the shaft. Oh, it's so strong.
So strong, but if you just noticed with both the Hang and Waz, they heal together. That is the most efficient way of healing in Wipeout. It's together, not on your own, it's together. Always make sure to heal together.
Yeah, it's just an efficiency play. It's pretty simple. Sane here, left alive last, with his back to the telly. Should he need to get out of here, and indeed he does. Now waiting for the potential aggression. Diabotical couple through the telly. He's going to find Rafa, but Rafa finds him. And that is the end of Sane. Very, very short respawn, though. Wipeout was changed fairly recently so that each player has an independent increasing respawn timer. It's not based on how many deaths your team has, but you individually. So Sane, in spite of us being pretty far into the round, was on, I believe, his first death. And Waz gets caught out.
Very unfortunate, not only spawn, but also getting stuck in that position that he was. There's not much you can do, especially when three players are focusing on you with a shaft. The only thing you can pray for is that your teammate is going to be spawning very soon. If you paid attention to the clock, they were.
Ooh. Yeah. Sane left alone, probably a little bit scared for a second there. He's going to be alright though. Rocket jumping back up, misses the pincer. Sort of wants to help his teammate, but doesn't want to expose himself either. Waz left last alive, and almost taken down. Rafa will spawn just in time, and now caught out. Here is Brick with sublime rockets, wow. And bye-bye. 4-0. What in the world?
I
think it's safe to say we're going to a MacGuffin.
Yes, and I don't want to be the person to say this, but that was a terrible play by Team Liquid altogether. The decision making versus a team of you know, Psybrane, Brig, and Sane, the guys who can really out aim most people in the NA region, pushing 1 versus 3 or 1 versus 2 as Rafa did at the very end was very questionable.
It certainly was, and I mean, I can't believe it ended so quickly. Rafa and co gonna have to pick themselves up, dust themselves off, and we're gonna Icefall. Actually, it's Extinction.
Extinction. This, yep, that is one of the most expected game mode picks by Team Liquid, which revolves heavy around control over items and areas. In Wipeout, you don't do that as much. Yes, you can control a position and area. There's no ice, right? There's no ice. Everybody needs to fight for their own good. Unlike Wipeout, where you are given all the items already to you, and it's all about brawling and how good you can brawl and how you position yourself. Here, I think Team Liquid will definitely have the upper hand, but I wouldn't count out Psybrane if they really put themselves in a position where they can play just as well when it comes to communication and positioning as Team Liquid. I could see those guys even take this map off Team Liquid.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, they clearly have something on them. That Wipeout game was more than comprehensive. That was dominance from Psybrane, and they looked pretty decent
fact,
in
that was the
Extinction
fastest
before.
map that we had today.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. I think you'd struggle to find shorter. We're on board with Dahang, who is going to be picking up this red. Different map, different mode, and hopefully a different look for Team Liquid.
One can hope, especially Team Liquid, but look, it's already 1 life down for Team Liquid. Waz is going to be the next person to die. It's, you know, it looks like it's all going downhill for the Team Liquid right now.
Yeah, they just can't seem to get a grip on these opponents. Dahang, the saving grace at the moment, going to be on that red again, and that will be, well, it's going to be clashing with Vindicator, actually. Interesting to see if they make a play for the red, or they all go in for the Vindicator and risk losing it.
That's a great spam by Blaster.
Yeah, he's getting so much work done. Without him, I think Liquid would be in dire straits right now, but already with 4 frags on the board, 340 damage, and now the stack leader for Liquid is going to be coming into the power-up. It's going every which way, though. Passed around like a thing that I shouldn't make this joke. And Psygib is going to be the one with it in the end, dropping on Dahang.
As long as you pass it that way, that's the only way to do it.
Yep. Psygib. Also, I mean, he's a ghost. He can play pretty recklessly here if he wants. Quite interesting.
And as you can see, he was pretty ballsy to go in there without any little care, because ultimately, look, it's you know, 2 lives versus 1. He's done most damage to that team already. All they have to do right now is get 1 kill on a ghost and get the information where the last life leader from Team Liquid is.
Yep. Brick going to take his penultimate fall, and perhaps his final one if his team does take this round. It's Dahang left on 1, Brick left on 1, and oh, Dahang looking worse for wear. Sane rather will collect, and that is round 1.
It's a good frag, but I might be slightly worried for Psybrane. You don't usually have a dedicated life leader in most games. It really depends on where you spawn as a player. But perhaps either Psygib or Sane could be a better life leader purely because of the firing power. And
Right.
I think even though Brick is a great player, his aim in comparison to his other teammates might not be standing out as much.
Yeah, he's definitely a pincer player. He's also probably making a lot of the calls, which I think you're probably... There'll be some debate around this, but I think leading as a ghost is probably easier, right? Because you have more information at your fingertips. You're able to play in such a way that you gather that information. Yeah, so I think you want to see him be the ghost for the most part, but... Well, had to be the life leader in that previous round. Not so here. Dahang still seemingly the one that Liquid are trying to emphasize, though he will take his spill, and they may have to switch to Waz here, because he is rather stacked and left with 3 lives, almost nothing left. Not much he could do, even with the Vanguard, so that's going to go over to Dahang. Now, trying to make it work from the low ground, that's a tough fight.
It's a tough fight, and it's, you know, 2 lives for Psybrane versus 5 lives for Team Liquid. I'm not sure what they can do with that. Hopefully, if Psygib and Sane decide to play a little bit more held back, rather than just going for the kills, it might benefit them more in this round. But they really have to be careful. I don't agree with Psygib pushing into the hang that much. Now he lost the life, and it's all on Sane. His survival is what's gonna make it, you know, matter.
I mean, they're making some frags happen now, but still, 2 on Dahang. Red as well. Sane has a decent amount of health, but apart from that, not looking great for the boy. We'll have to see. He gets caught by a pencil tickle of MG as well, and now fighting for his life as Dahang doesn't have to worry even nearly as much.
No, he doesn't, but it's just very worrying that Sane is showing himself so much to Team Liquid. Out of all the teams that you don't want to show yourself is Team Liquid. You really don't want to show yourself to them because they will attack. They're very hungry for the kills right now, and once they see you, they will push it.
Dahang, though, really utilizing the fact that he's got 2 lives to his advantage, being a part of the push, whereas Sane has to play so passively here, knowing that a mistake means the end of this round. Pushing in is Rafa, but he's not going to get the red. Sane holds on, pincer after pincer, and that could well be the round saved. Oh dear
that was
Lord.
An amazing play by Sane. It all lined up for him. If he missed that pincer at the very end, that would be it. But he hit one, then he hit the second one. That saved the day right there.
And he just keeps going mega as well. Sane on high ground says farewell to Waz. It is going to be the Vanguard for Dahang, who may well be pushing here. Psygib has to defend, knocks down Rafa, but here is Dahang, life leader on life leader. He makes it happen. The flying shaftsman. Oh dear Lord.
It was going so well until that one moment where Sane hesitated. That hesitation, I'm not going to say it is what killed him, because he would have been dead probably anyway, but you have to be very careful with those decisions. You cannot hesitate in a game mode like this. You have to just stick to the decision that you already made. You have to be confident in it.
We're on board with Dahang in the library. He looks like he's read a few books. Desire Dahang. And I'm not just saying that because he wears glasses. He's going to be over onto the shaft. The life leader once again. It just seems to be what he does. Barely left alive. We'll pick up a 50 bubble. Things are going very well for Team Liquid right now. Brick left with 2 lives, but that is all on the side of Psybrane. Gonna get a few crucial frags now, but still with a lot to do. Playing for the power up now. Dahang from range. It's a bit of a mess. Brick will collect that Siphonator though. Takes down Waz as well and charges up his boy.
I was slightly worried. I'm not going to lie to you. I was slightly worried at the very beginning of this round. It was all going in favor of Team Liquid, but not only Psybrane managed to get it back up, they got a power up. All they have to do right now is hunt down the last guy. Brick once again being the last guy with the lives, and they win the round. It's 2-1 for Psybrane so far.
You know, FaZe, you were saying maybe Brick isn't the one you want left alive, but scoreboard, what can you say? Both the rounds they've won have been off the back of him. Yeah. Maybe that's the direction to go.
Maybe that's the direction, and perhaps that's the secret sauce that Psybrane has been trying to get.
Yeah, being a ghost just unlocks the potential of Psygib himself. Such monsters mechanically, if they get a weapon, that's all they need. These boys don't need stat. So maybe that's the way to go. We'll see. On board with Rafa at the moment. We haven't seen a whole lot of him this series, actually. He's going to take down Sane with the MG, but just as quickly taken down by Brick.
He does a lot of damage with machine gun, and even though machine gun is one of those weapons that is essentially a throwaway gun, not only Rafa manages to play with it a lot, but he makes it work in situations that really promote the health of the team.
Absolutely. Dahang left very low. Waz will have the Vindicator, but left with almost no HP, and Dahang sort of brave enough to poke his corner. Poke his head around the corner. Will get dropped though, and that's Psygib with the power-up. Mega as well. This is a scary ghost. Even the Ghostbusters would be scared. This is Zool level threat right now as Psygib just continues to pour damage out.
Going into people. Oh look, I don't know. I don't know what Team Liquid can do at this point. It's 3-1. Look, Psybrane one score away from potentially winning this 2-0. It's looking very good for them so far. I think they have them figured out. They downloaded them, as certain someone would say. And look, what can you do against that? The only team that could potentially change up the way they play and readjust on the go is Team Liquid.
Oh. Dear Lord, what happened there? It's interesting, isn't it? I feel like, you know, Liquid on a LAN, maybe in a grand finals or something, you would really expect them to thrive. And you might see the nerves get to the likes of Psybrane. But this early on in the tournament, online, they are mortal. And Psybrane are proving that right now.
Hey, look, the same situation happens in like Counter-Strike, right? Teams have to play online now, and some teams that were winning on LAN were struggling online. I'm not saying that this could be happening here, but look, anything can happen, and some teams feel more comfortable playing online in their own house, in their own shoes. It really is maybe the day for Psybrane to potentially get the win today.
I do like the idea that at LANs you have to wear other people's shoes.
No, that's also true, but like, have you never exchanged shoes with someone?
At all Diabotical events, you must wear company shoes.
Exchange, yeah, you could exchange.
Liquid take a round. 2-3 to hang there just with a bit of a monster round. Only gets fragged once, and apart from that was walking around killing people like Terminator.
Yeah.
That's not a great start though, is it? Just walking into the rocket. Has to back away to the 50. Wanted to make a play for red. No such luck. Rafa's taken a spill as well. And Sane, with the rocket jump, grenade out. The hang almost makes it happen, but Psygib with a triple. Oh my dear.
Psygib was triple, but the hang pushing so aggro into people. I can't understand why. He was on 52 health. He knew where he was going. There's 3 enemies, and he just gave away the frag for free.
Yep. Brick gonna be on the Mega. Waz gonna take down Psygib. Things going on all across the map. Not really concentrating in one particular area. What remains a constant, though, I think, is that the hang is really trying for Team Liquid here. I think he's been the standout player. And if he's going off, things go well. If he's not, things are going very poorly indeed. Dahang left with the last life. Rafa with Siphonator in hand. This is arguably the greatest Arena FPS player of all time. And with a power-up in hand, could be dangerous.
I feel like that the pace that the Psybrane boys are playing at right now, I'm gonna go so far to say that maybe Team Liquid is not feeling very comfortable against that. They have been challenging every single fight. They have been not only challenging but also positioning themselves in a way that even if Team Liquid pushes them into a room, they have the advantage over where they're standing. They're stacking the weapons.
Right. Rafa trying to protect the hang. Will take down Sane. Last one left with a life on the side of Psybrane. Psygib doubles up though. And now the stack, I mean, it's still really good for the hang, actually, and that's what you need to pay attention to right now. Sane would love a red, he'd love a mega, but it's all the hang. 200, 200. Liquid have done a great job of protecting and enabling this. I think their star player at this point, Sane trying to get away. Psykib has to defend. Now can aggress to hang for the first time in a while. Looks like he might go down. But still, with Sane as low as he is, Psybrane can't commit to an attack. Oh, unless they can!
And
what?
it's a win.